What is up, my beautiful friends? So I know when I got started selling on Amazon, I was going back and forth trying to decide what research tool I should utilize for my business long term. Was it Jungle Scout or is it Helium 10? So, as someone who has used both research tools for their Amazon business, I am going to tell you why I started with Jungle Scout and then why I transferred over to Helium 10, and I have not looked back since. And I even fell in love with Helium 10 so much, I got a full-time job at their software company in the past until layoffs happened, which is how I ended up doing everything I do now. So it was a blessing in disguise. But why I prefer Helium 10 over Jungle Scout, and we will get into all the nitty-gritty details, and I'll even show you some tutorials and examples. Now, before we get started, I wanted to explain kind of how I see the difference in these tools. So when I think of Helium 10, I am thinking of the newest updated version of an iPhone, right? When I think of Jungle Scout, I'm almost thinking of like a Razor or something like that, like a off-brand smartphone even. So they'll both make calls. They'll both let you send text messages, but the user experience is completely different. So with Jungle Scout, you are only going to have access to like 15 or so tools. So with Helium 10, you are going to have double the amount of tools available. So like I said in the beginning, whatever tool you decide to utilize for your business, this is going to be your research tool long term. So it's important that you have access to the most accurate information. You have a vast variety of tools you can utilize for your business to not only get it up and running, but to manage it and then increase your profitability and growth moving forward. And outside of the amount of tools available, Helium 10 is also 10% more accurate than Jungle Scout is. And with every single decision you are making for your business, it needs to be backed up by reputable data. So I know it might not seem like much whenever you're talking about 10% differences in sales and revenue, but when you're multiplying that times 1 to 10,000 sales per month, that is a huge difference in the data that you are making your business decisions off of. Okay, y'all. So this is my Helium 10 account, and then I'm going to show you my favorite place to start product research. So in the past, you used to just have to like go to Amazon.com and just hunt for products that look like they have opportunity. Well, with Helium 10's black box tool, they have 5 different tabs, which I'll show you across the top, that are all different ways to find products to sell. If you're a very beginner, you can utilize this prompt in the very beginning, but what I like to do is go to the advanced filters, and under the products tab, this will show you products that meet whatever requirements you are inputting. So let's say you want to be a $100,000 a month Amazon seller, and you want to see what products are making $100,000 a month. So you can easily go to this tool, type in $100,000 a month. And then if you even have more, requirements you're looking for, like let's say you don't want to sell a cheap product because you want higher profit margins. Well, you can go ahead and put that minimum price at, let's say, $45, right? So now you're having a higher ticket item instead of letting this tool show you like lower quality products or just cheaper products. Let's say you want to have less competition. So let's see if there's any products making this much money with maybe less than 1,000 reviews. So this is very specific now. We're getting into those nitty-gritty details. Now, let's say I want to have lower fees across the board, lower shipping costs, all that fun stuff. We can even adjust the size. So I recommend sticking with small and large standard size products, especially as a new seller, because your fees are lower across the board. So this can help increase your profit margins. Let me see if there's anything else. I personally am an Amazon FBA private label seller, so I want to see products that are FBA. And let's see what this comes up with. I'm going to leave the category blank for right now. Or actually, let's choose a few categories. Let's say I love beauty and personal care. And let's say I love, let's say home and kitchen and dining, and I'll do pet supplies. Okay, so I'm deciding to look into some categories I'm interested in. Personally, we will hit search. And just like this, you will have up to 500 results once it loads. You can see right here that meet the requirements I just input into those filters. And you can sort this out by, let's say, your monthly revenue. Okay, right here you can see, okay, we got people that are making, $15 million a month, which is insane. But you can just start going through and see if there's any products that pique your interest that are meeting these opportunities. So this is so much easier than just searching through Amazon. So this is a way you can find products. So let's go to Amazon.com. It's so much easier than just going through these category holes. So let's say we're looking for bestsellers and you're just looking for products with lower reviews and then pulling up a Chrome extension, which we will get into the Chrome extension. This is just one tab in black box. So you can do this for all of the tabs. So for keywords, this is going to show you keywords that meet the requirements you are inputting into the filters. The best part about keywords is that is directly going to show you the demand for the product. This is how many times someone is typing in that keyword per month. So this is a great way to find products with high demand in literally seconds that still maybe have $100,000 a month minimum, that still have a certain price range, a certain search volume, things of that nature. And you have all of these different tabs. So I love, 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 love this tool. And you can always play with the different filters you are inputting and see different results. Have some products in mind that you're interested in looking into further. The way you're going to do that is on Amazon.com. So what I love about Helium 10's Chrome extension is one, it's way more advanced. It has way more tools incorporated into it. And the X-ray tool, it's going to give you way more in depth of a competitor analysis for their products, their strategies, their results, all of it. So let's say you were on TikTok and you found the idea of a magnetic spice rack. So first thing I want to do is make sure I'm typing in that highest relevant, highest search volume keyword I can find, which we can see, let's see, 10. So this is actually the highest relevant, highest search volume keyword. So just like that, I was able to find out this information in a split second. So I'm going to click on that highest relevant, highest search volume keyword. And now I want to see all the data for this type of product. So we go to Helium 10, and then I'm going to open up X-ray. So from here, this is going to create a list of all of the top sellers that are ranking for this keyword. So we can see just the keyword average data up here in general. So we are making sure there is demand. So yes, there are 13,500 people a month searching for this product. And the average seller is making $20,000 a month selling this product in revenue. Their average price, it's above that impulsive buy range. So or the minimum impulsive buy range. So the lowest price I would ever sell a product is $15. But even then, I encourage to sell closer to 25 or even higher, right? The bestseller rank, this is going to show you the demand for the product. So this is for a full category. So this is probably home and kitchen. So this product, their average bestseller rank is 41,000. And think of home and kitchen, they probably got like millions of products, right? So there is demand for this product as well. And the best part about this, you can assess the competition by the average number of reviews. So I love that this product has less than 1,000 because it's not as competitive as other products you would see, right? Sometimes you're looking on Amazon and you see they have 50,000 reviews. Like, how are you going to compete with that unless you have an amazing freaking product? And there's still more factors that go into it. But anyways, let's talk about how in-depth this tool is. So you can utilize these filters. I personally like to see the raw data. So I just hide the sponsored post because I don't want to see anyone paying for their rank. I want to see who is killing it organically. So what you can do here, I like to organize it from lowest to highest bestseller rank because these are the top performing products in their category. So there could be millions of different types of products in a category. This is showing you the top sellers, not only that are ranking for a keyword, but also for their category. So right here, we can see what the brand is, the price, the sales. You can see a sales graph and how their sales change. You can see their monthly revenue. You can see their bestseller rank for their category, the seller's country or region. So even though they are saying they're selling in Canada, right? They're actually in Canada, but they're selling on Amazon.com. Then you have your fees, you have the number of sellers, the ratings, the review count, which is huge for competition. You can assess their images. So let's say that you start seeing there's a ton of competitors that are ranking that maybe only have 4 or 5 images. That's a great way for you to come in and then add more value to your listing, kill your images, have all 7 filled out, and maybe even add some videos, and you can take on their customers. You can see the review velocity, so how likely you are to get reviews. You can see the buy box, which this is going to be more relevant if you are Amazon wholesale or arbitrage, because you're competing for the buy box because you're just reselling a Nike product, for example. You can see their category. You can see the size, the dimensions, and weight, which is all relevant to show like what your fees are going to be. So you normally want to sell smaller, lightweight products because they're cheaper across the board. Pro tip. And then you can see the creation date. So for example, this seller, they started selling this year, like a few months ago. And look how much money they are making in revenue. So they are making $44,000, almost $500. Now, what if I'm like, I want to know if they're profitable? What we can do is click on their listing, and then we can pull up Helium 10's profitability calculator. And look, they only have 74 reviews. Like, this is a good product to sell right now. So profitability calculator, let's make sure they're profitable. And they are. So as a new seller, if you are close to a 30% margin, you're doing well. And then you can see per unit, they are making $6.75. When we multiply that times their 30-day sales. So let's do a calculator. So let's do $6.75 times their monthly sales, which we can see right here, is 1,854. All right, so they're making $12,500 a month in profit. So let's say they just stay this consistent and assume they're not growing, times that by 12. They're making an extra $150,000 a year as a new seller selling this product on Amazon. So I love Helium 10's Chrome extension so very much. You're just going to get way more valuable information out of their Chrome extension versus using other random software companies or even Jungle Scout. Okay, y'all, another thing I love about Helium 10, they don't have just one keyword research tool, they have two. So if you don't already know, keywords inside of your listing are so very important. If you do not incorporate keywords inside of your listing, you are not going to index for them, which means Amazon will not show your listing at all for those keywords if they are not inside your listing, even if it's relevant. So it's your job to put those keywords inside of your listing. So with Helium 10, they have two different keyword research tools instead of one. So let me show you an example. So one of my favorites is using Cerebro. So this will be used to see your competitors' keywords. Think of CNC. So what I like to do when I'm already in this view is I will copy the top 3 to 10 ASINs. So let's go into Cerebro. And I want to see what keywords they are ranking for, so I know what to use in my listing. So I'm going to get the top 3. So we have competitor number 1, we have competitor number 2, and then we have competitor number 3. And we're going to select get keywords. And then once again, you can utilize these filters. So some of these filters you don't have to stress about. For more advanced sellers, maybe they're looking for a very specific keyword to use for pay-per-click ads, right? Because pay-per-click ads are going to help you not just index, because you have keywords in your listing that index for Amazon to be like, oh, this product's relevant to this keyword. Pay-per-click ads is how you start getting sales for those keywords and then increase that organic rank, because people will only really buy a product if you're on page 1 and 2. So that's where PPC comes in and all this keyword research. Now, for example, let's say I want to make sure that we have a minimum search volume of 1,000 because I want to include, the best keywords that have demand inside of my listing. We can do that here. So you can use whatever filters you want. I'm trying to keep this short, sweet, and to the point. But we are going to get a list of all of the keywords they are utilizing. So you can see there are 1,000 keywords that you could potentially use inside of your listing. So just like that, we were able to obtain this information. Now, let's say you want to pick keywords that you should run for pay-per-click ads. Well, that means I want to see keywords that are ranking on page 1 right now. So I'm going to put the max position at 30 because there are 30 listings on page 1. Apply filters. And bam. So now we have 721 keywords we can go through and decide what keywords we want to utilize. So I like to organize it by search volume, highest to lowest. But this is an amazing tool to utilize for keyword research. Now, let's say you want to discover new keywords that maybe your competitors haven't even ranked for yet. what you can do is go into magnet, and this is going to act like a magnet. So we can type in magnetic spice rack search. All right, and you can once again utilize filters as you feel they are needed, but now you have over 2,500 keywords that maybe you wouldn't even thought of to incorporate in your listing or for pay-per-click ads. So these are two different tools you can use to do keyword research, which is so important for listing optimization, which let's get into that next. Part about doing keyword research with Helium 10 is that you can create keyword lists and then incorporate them into all of their listing optimization tools. They do not have just one tool like Jungle Scout does. They have multiple listing optimization tools, so you can make sure you have the strongest foundation for success. So easily you just go through, you click all the relevant keywords. So for example, let's say you're doing these three, you definitely need way more in your listing. Select as many highly relevant, high search volume keywords as possible, but you can add it to your list. You can create a folder. You can organize it however you like. So if you're making a list for your listing, you can have one list. If you're making a list for pay-per-click ads, you can make another. So you are going to create that keyword list. Then you're going to go into all of these listing optimization tools. So my favorite place to build a listing is going to be Helium 10's listing builder. So you import that list, and then you can write your listing with all of those keywords you just listed. I wanted to show you what listing builder looks like. This will be your best friend whenever it comes to creating your listing. So you can see I added in the keyword list from all the keywords I saved for this example. And what I love about this is you can also put your top competitors listing as a template. You just simply copy their ASIN, which you can see right here. Within Helium 10's X-ray tool, you can find it on their listings, etc. So within Helium 10's listing builder, you can use their listing as a template, and you can see all of the keywords your top competitor utilized inside of their listing. You can also use AI if you are not the best at copywriting. You can use their version to create a listing that is relevant to your product that actually uses the keywords. And as you are utilizing these keywords, it will cross it off. So this keyword bank is going to be organized from highest to lowest search volume. As you are writing it, you can also see your listing quality score. So you want this to be a 10 out of 10. You want to make sure you are following all Amazon's best practices because they are tightening up on their compliance issues. And you want to make this generated search volume as high as possible. You want it to be in the green. The more keywords you are using inside of your listing, the more doors you are opening for people to see and purchase your products. Whenever you're creating your listing in Helium 10, a big part of that is going to be your front end keywords. Then you are going to see a list of all the remaining keywords you have not utilized inside of your listing. So you want to try and incorporate those into your backend so you can get credit for more keywords. Because whenever you're creating a listing, you only have so many characters available. And this is such a tedious part of the process because you have to go through one by one, try to find every single keyword you've used in the front end, and then create a list remaining. Like I had so many spreadsheets, so many Word documents. This makes it so easy. So you can incorporate that keyword research list. It is going to condense all the keywords into simple terms, and then you just remove very easily all the keywords you have used inside of your listing. So all those remaining keywords, you just copy and paste, and bam, you have a fully optimized listing. Once that's done, you can make sure you are indexing for keywords. So you can run your listing through Index Checker, put in that keyword list, and it will show you all the keywords you are indexing for. And if you're not indexing for some of your most important keywords, you can go in and make some changes. This is a super important part of your listing. They also have a listing analyzer, so you can put your listing and all your top competitors' listings, and it is going to give you in-depth data of your listing itself. So their whole entire listing optimization tool bank is outstanding. Product launch, you start getting sales for keywords and you want to see what keywords you are actually ranking for. This is a big part of the Amazon seller process. You want to start ranking organically for keywords. So with Helium 10's keyword tracker, this is going to update on an hourly basis, whereas Jungle Scout, it's only going to update once a day. Also, a huge part of selling on Amazon is obtaining reviews. So both tools, Helium 10 and Jungle Scout, are going to request reviews. However, with Jungle Scout, they are just going to request a review to every single human who purchases your product, even if they hated it, even if they returned your product, and you have very limited control over who is getting these reviews, how you are getting these reviews, etc. So whenever you're using Helium 10's follow-up tool, you can exclude people who have returned or requested a refund for your product, so you can reduce the amount of negative reviews that you are getting, because if someone hated your product, they might be eager to leave a bad review, which could hurt your rating, right? And then you can also request a review for just specific products. Maybe you don't want reviews for maybe a poor performing product. You can request it from certain countries. You can request reviews only from repeat buyers. And then you can also customize when these emails are being sent out to your customers. So this is just night and day difference. There's no comparison. Jungle Scout does not have any tool to track if Amazon owes you money. And this happens pretty often. This can happen for lost and damaged inventory, returns you didn't get a refund for, all of that fun stuff. So within this tool, they will create a whole entire template for you to send to Amazon with all this data, so you can actually get the money that Amazon owes you. If you don't stay on top of this, Amazon's not going to do it for you, right? Like, they want to make money off of us. So this is a great tool. We already talked about Index Checker, but Jungle Scout does not have any way for you to make sure you are actually indexing for keywords. They also don't have any way for you to split test media on your listing. So using Helium 10's audience tool, you can see what types of media, what photos, what videos are working better and increasing your sales velocity. Jungle Scout also doesn't have any way for you to optimize and manage your pay-per-click ads, and Helium 10 has an entire tool. It's so in-depth, so freaking cool. But this entire tool is going to help you set up, optimize, and manage your campaigns. And if you have any confusion surrounding PPC, I highly recommend going to their learning section and using their Amazon PPC Academy. They have one of the best instructors. It's Mina Elias. If I butchered that name, I'm so sorry. But he was my inspo whenever I got started selling on Amazon, and it was his YouTube videos I was binge watching. So he actually partnered with Helium 10 and created an entire learning section for pay-per-click ads. Now, another thing Jungle Scout does not offer is going to be portals. So I actually use this for my new product, but you can use this to create a QR code, and it has super URLs, so you can do an add to cart and put all of your products in there. You can get credit for more keywords when someone scans that QR code and purchases your product. They even have insert card templates. So inserts are a great way for you to increase reviews, right? So their portals tool, you can create and customize QR codes, landing pages, all of that. All right, y'all, I hope y'all found this video helpful. I could list so many more reasons why I personally prefer Helium 10 over Jungle Scout, and I could show way more in-depth tutorials. However, that would make this video hours long, and I know most of y'all would not watch a video if it was that long. So I do have a discount code as well. You know, I got to sneak that in there, but you can get 20% off 6 months using code FBAK20, all caps. So I hope y'all found this helpful, and go start that Amazon business, my beautiful friends. Till next time.